This video is guaranteed to be artificial intelligence free. Clues by William Basse. In his video, William Basse Knew, the late Alexander Waugh listed people who knew where Shakespeare was really buried. He also included a poem by William Basse, first published in Poems by John Donne with elegies on the author's death. The poem exhibits the tria sunt omnia principle in which Shakespeare is mentioned 3 times, suggesting a truth is hidden within the text. Here is Alexander's graphic. For months I asked Alexander where he got the graphic, but sadly he was unable to let me know before his passing. With a little bit of searching, I found out where Alexander got his graphic. In Poems, the golden remains of those much admired dramatic poets Francis Beaumont and John Fletcher, gentlemen. The book was published 37 years after the first folio in 1660. Notice that line 2 and 4 begin with homophones of the line numbers. This is a clue numbers are important in understanding the secrets hidden inside. Let's look at the spread. Fictitious name J. Earl screams out it is a side note, not just a name. The position of the Earl is important. And this is why. The sum of the written numbers in these 3 lines is 17. I will explain in just a moment why we add these numbers. It is a hidden indication that the Earl is to be identified with the number using the rhetorical figure homostoikos, which I coined for the sonnets. Homostoikos means in the same line. The device is also found in William Covell's Polymenteia, published in 1595. The title Lucretia is opposite Oxford's name, and Sweet Shakespeare is opposite the anagram Court Dear Verse, which translates to Our de Vere, a secret. The device is also found in the 1609 quarto of the sonnets. In sonnets 125 and 126, render is located on the 12th line in both poems. But the rhetorical figure of antanaclasis is also used. The word render has 2 meanings. Viewers are welcome to go to my video, Bearing the Canopy and Holding Time's Fickle Glass, for more on these amazing sonnets. Fictitious name is a hint that something is up. It hides 2 secrets. It hides an anagram. ARLE in this size of smaller uppercase letters is a perfect anagram of Earl. We can add the uppercase E to give us a clever authorship clue. The uppercase J could also be substituted with an uppercase I. The clue could therefore read I.E. Earl. It also hides a clever gematria puzzle. The gematria sum of these letters, the smaller uppercase letters, is 34. It is double the sum we saw for lines 4 to 6 in the poem. We subtract the value of E from that amount to get 29. From that, we subtract the value of the J/I to get 20. The letter value of 20 is V. In the next puzzle, we simply add the gematria values of J/I and E to get 14. The letter value of 14 is O. It is also the number of buttons on the impossible doublet from the Droeshout engraving from the first folio. We can therefore infer that the letters V and O can be superimposed over the name. Notice that Earl has a counting dot after it. Yet the false catchword does not. The sum of the written numbers is 17. So why do we add them? We add them first because the lines are sequential, and we add them because the lines are next to the false name. We then add the number of Roman words in the lines up to that sum to get 40. You can also get 40 by combining these letters, FOR from line 4 and the uppercase T from line 5. Therefore, we have two 1740 allusions on these three lines. We can then subtract these number homophones from 40 to get 34. In the page there is a clever 1740 allusion. This letter, the uppercase R, has a gematria value of 17, and notice that it is the largest letter in the two-page spread. The uppercase M has a gematria value of 40 in Greek or Hebrew gematria. The letters are conspicuously placed. Collation signatures are usually placed closer to the bottom right-hand corner of the page. The compositor decided to place them in the middle, yet on this page the letter sticks out like a sore thumb. The uppercase Roman letter count from line 1 to the second Shakespeare is 17. Notice that the exclamation point is widely separated from the letters, giving us a visual clue to stop counting. There are 17 Roman words from the first Spenser to the first Shakespeare. The gematria sum of smaller uppercase letters from Spenser to Shakespeare is 66. The Latin alphabet repeating count value of 66 is VVV. The gematria sum of Roman uppercase letters in the poem is 278, a digit sum number. 2 plus 7 is 9, plus 8 is 17. Next, we'll go to Jon Benson's 1640 collection. Here is the poem from that collection, published exactly 17 years after the first folio. The editor, or the poet, included some numerical puzzles in the text. It is significantly different than the 1660 version. At least 29 changes were made to capitalization, spelling, and punctuation. The gematria sum of Roman uppercase letters in the 1640 poem is 370. 370 subtract the remaining uppercase letter values leaves us with 269, a digit sum number. Now we'll go on to some gematria sums, starting with the title. We subtract the values of the uppercase letters from the year 1616. The remainder is 1,538, which is another digit sum number, where the digits add to 17. In another one of those weird coincidences, there is this oddity. If we subtract the number of Roman letters, 25, from 1538, we get 1,513. What is weird is that 1,513 is 17 times 89. For the next puzzle, we add the gematria values of uppercase letters, then subtract the number of words in the title, except for the date, which is spaced far apart from the rest of the title. The remainder is 66 with the Latin alphabet repeating count letter value of VVV. Here we have another gematria sum. The gematria sum of uppercase letters adjacent to the uppercase R on the line 1 is 24. We add the gematria value of R to get 41. Then we add this homophone of the number 2 to 41. The Lark value of the sum is V. The gematria sum of all uppercase letters before Shakespeare from line 1 is 89. Notice that these italic names begin with Roman uppercase letters. We have Spenser twice and Shakespeare once. Though the first Shakespeare begins with an italic uppercase S. We add the gematria values of the uppercase letters in these three words. Then we subtract the number of italic words in the title and poem from that sum. The remainder is 40. The sum of the spelled numbers plus the homophones in the poem is 37. We add the number of all Roman words beginning with uppercase letters to get 68, which is 17 times 4. What else can we find? This is odd. Take a close look at these names. Shakespeare. Notice the ligatures, the joined letters. They come from different fonts. The first one has what's known as a soft S. The second one has a regular S. The compositor had to make sure these names had different initial letters and ligatures. That means he had to reach for different cases for those letters. Here are some line sums. In line 4, we add the spelled numbers to the homophone of the number and the number of Roman words to get 17. For line 5, we add the spelled numbers to the homophone of the number 2 and the number of Roman words to get 17 again. We add the homophone of the number 4 to the gematria sum of the uppercase letters in line 6, the spelled word, and the number of words to get 40. Of course, these numbers appear regularly in the authorship game. Here are the solutions to all the puzzles so far. Most of the numbers in the box are frequently found in authorship game puzzles. Let's put them in numerical order. 6 are multiples of 17. Now here's something odd. Watch this. We have 17 times 1 3 times, 17 times 2, 17 times 4, and 17 times 89. When we add these values up, we get 3 plus 2 plus 4 plus 89 to get 98. 4 of our solutions are digit sum numbers. 4 are multiples of 20. 4 have significant Latin alphabet repeating count letter values, O, V, VV, and VVV. What are the odds that these numbers appear here in simple puzzles? Let's take a closer look at the poem's structure. There are 119 words in the poem, which is 17 times 7. There are also 34 uppercase letters in the poem. There are 16 letters and spaces before the W in William in the title. Why is that significant? In the James Mabie poem from the First Folio's front matter, there are 16 characters before the W in W Shake-Spear. Also in the James Mabie title, there are 16 letters for the S in Shakespeare, ensuring that the S is the 17th letter, further identifying the name with the number 17, and our famous Earl. There are 16 lowercase letters before the S in Shakespeare on line 12 in the William Basse poem. Also, we see that the S is the 17th letter. And there are 17 words following the second Shakespeare to the end of the sentence. And as in the first version of the poem, the 1660 version, the number 40 appears in this clever numbergram before the name Shakespeare. And there are 17 Roman words between Spenser and Shakespeare. From line 2, which has the homophone of the number, there are 17 Roman uppercase letters to Shakespeare, where it appears on line 12. And there are 19 characters and spaces from Spenser 2 to Shakespeare 1, suggesting that the S in Shakespeare can be identified with the number 20 and the letter V in Latin alphabet grammatiae. This may be another rosy cross illusion. Notice that the R almost touches the T. As you can see by the painting, this may be another rosy cross illusion. R for rose and T for tau, meaning cross. It's another allusion in writing that deals with Shakespeare to the secret fraternity. Given these clues in both versions of the poem, it is safe to assume that Edward de Vere, the 17th Earl of Oxford, was Shakespeare. Thank you for watching. Stay safe.